Good morning, it's Queen Cleo, and I'm here to spread the gospel. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Tuesday morning. Blessed, blessed and highly favored. I hope you guys are doing well today. I just want to come on and encourage you guys about the coronavirus. Everyone is so terrified. Everyone is scared. They're buying all the masks, sanitizer. They're doing the most because with me, I always pray with any viruses uh, around the flu. You have so many pestilence that is in the world that God said it would be, for disrespecting Him. So I don't go out in the world fearing anything. A couple of people are like, you're not, scared. No, I'm not. I'm not scared because I fear the Lord. And the Lord has always had a hedge around me and my family. So I'm not afraid of the coronavirus. I'm going to do my daily work, my daily duties. I'm going to go out and I'm not going to worry about contracting the coronavirus because I believe in God. And, a lot of people are making jokes about it. But it's not funny for those people who are affected by it. So I don't think you should make jokes and laugh and, radio personalities, everybody, and treat the Asian community, bad because of it originated over there. God tell you, do not consume the things that He tell you not to consume. There's going to be a lot more viruses, a lot more illnesses if you don't hearken your heart to His word and if you don't follow the dietary law. You have to wake up. We fear everything other than God. You walk out the door and you don't even consult Him. You move your car, you don't consult Him. You don't even, worship His true day is the, Sabbath. You don't remember the Sabbath. You don't keep it holy. So that's why you're going to be afraid of everything. Everything. He said there'll be rumors of wars and there'll be pestilence, for the disrespect. So you have to really get into the Bible and you have to really pay attention to what God says, is what will come and which is now. So I don't fear the coronavirus, and I just want to encourage my brothers and sisters, don't fear it either. Pray over yourself, pray over your family, pray over your workspace, wherever you are. Pray and ask God and hearken your heart to Him, and you would not worry about when things come upon the earth. You have to be smarter than that. You cannot get into what the world does and get scared of this and scared of that. Oh, I'm not going to go to this place. A person coughing. Oh, I'm not going to walk on that aisle. He tell you to protect yourself. You're supposed to wash your hands. You're supposed to have sanitizer because there's germs. So you're supposed to do that on a regular basis. Now I know it's heightening the sales of sanitizer and masks, but at the end of the day, we serve the Messiah. I lived through everything that was put out there. Diseases, illness. I don't treat anyone differently if they have an illness or, I'm going to run away from them and, oh no, it's just every time something happens in the world, it just is a lot. People take it overboard and they do the most when it comes to the pestilence, when it comes to anything that the world has going on. But you have to realize this is not the end of times yet. We are in the last days, but when the tribulation comes, it's going to be something that you've never seen before. So this is not close to it. But when it does come, it will be something you've never seen before. It's going to be major. It's going to be something that the way you reacting now, you need to react to when tribulation comes. Because at the end of the day, when God returns, He's coming back to take over His kingdom. He's coming back to slay the disrespectful children and the lying priests, the false prophet. He's coming back to do all of that. The blood is going to be up to the horse's brow. So you have to get right with him. You can't walk around fearing and you not into the Bible. If you know God is a big God. He's a loving God. He's a jealous God. He is a God who can take any sickness. He can heal the sick. He can make the cripple straight. He can do anything. All things you can do in Christ, which strengthens you. You can do anything. You can be what God called you to be. Only if you hearken your heart, and only if you read and you study to show yourself approved. God tell you to love me and keep my commandments. You do the opposite. He tell you to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. You do the opposite. You worship false gods. You have your own religion. You do what you want to do. You're not hearkening to the one true God. You want to fight about religion. You want to say, this is my religion. No, it's only one religion, one God. Like I said in my last video, wake up Hebrews, wake up other nations. This is the time to wake up and start serving God the right way. The world is corrupted. The world cannot give you anything. God is the only way to salvation. He is the only way to be protected and not be scared of a virus, not be scared to do daily things because you think you're going to get sick from a person that is, sick with another illness. It's a lot of illnesses that people have. They've been around for a long time. Like my pastor said, the Spanish flu that killed like 5 million people, 500 million people. And, he lived through that. And, it's a lot of illnesses. It's, people need to learn about God, need to learn about the illness itself. And, you are protected in him, and you protect yourself in the world. Make sure you're washing your hands. Make sure you're, staying away from germs, period. Not, making people feel like, oh, I think they got the coronavirus. No, it's not like that. Calm down. Get in the Bible. Your guidance, your protection is in the Messiah. You don't have to fear a illness. You don't have to fear anyone or anything in this world. When you're serving God the right way, you will know that. You will know that. And the stuff that you need to stay away from, you're not staying away from. Now, the virus is here and you want to run and you want to, overreact. But you still serving days that you're supposed to, serve. You still doing sun worship. You're still, celebrating pagan holidays that have a horrible background, origin to it. That's what you need to correct. That's what you need to be scared of the God up there for serving these pagan holidays. Serving the pagan or doing worship that he told you not to do. That's what you need to be afraid of. Who you need to fear, him. Because God is not a God to play with. And God is not a God that you think you can get over on. He sees, he hears everything. Get your house together. Get yourself aligned with the Messiah. I don't fear anything. Like a couple people where I work, it was like, well, I just want to let you know I'm not, I don't think you're sick. But there's germs, there's all kind of things that are in the air. We are just to protect ourselves, and I believe in God. I put on a whole armor of him every day. Any situation that I'm in, I take it to God, because he is the only one that can get you out of what you think is so terrible and what you think you can, come away from. God is awesome, and I'm so happy that I am blessed, and I know my true identity. I know the truth about God, and I'm not, swaying. I'm all in. I'm all in. God is a beautiful God. He's a loving God. He will renew, he will rebuild everything that the enemy has come to destroy in you. So don't let this virus break you. Don't let this virus run you away, because God has the last say so. Pray, get into the Bible, get into the book. Learn your true identity. Learn about the true Sabbath. Learn about the feast days. Stay connected with him. Learn your history, because the enemy is out for blood. Learn what you are bringing into your home when you do the worship that's not of him, the idols that he told you not to worship. Learn what you're putting into your kids with the pagan holidays and other things you think are good for them. Learn about the dietary law. Get closer to God. It's more than this virus. We need to hearken our heart. We need to do our study. We need to start going into the Bible and really absorbing what the Bible says, because those are real stories, real people. It's not a fiction book. That's real life that happened, and it will happen. Your pastor's saying don't go into Revelation. How they say in the Bible, tell me smooth things. They want to make you feel good in church, but you really have to learn in church. We have to learn. Take your Bible, take your pen and paper, ask questions. Why you're not talking about this, Pastor? Why have I learned about that? You have to really go into study of, well, I'm not learning this. Why my pastor hasn't talked to me about this? Because our eyes were, my eyes are uncovered, but a lot of people's eyes have scales, and they're not, privy to what I know and what other Hebrews know and what God has opened our eyes. But you will be able to know what I know if you hearken your heart and you ask God for your guidance and to enlighten you on the truth about him and his prophets and his apostles and the truth about what's going on in the world today. Because people are dying, people are being attacked, kids are being tortured by their parents, by strangers, women are being attacked, elderly. It's crazy when I read stories on how someone's life was taken away in such a horrible way. Some of the stories I read about children, a case. It was horrible that me as a mom to even hear a mom would torture their own child. But God tell you it will be this way. In the end of days, is mother against daughter, father against son. It's it's horrible. No one can I could not imagine what those people went through and the horrific experience they experienced. I just I could not do that to anyone. But there's real evil in this world. And if you don't have God in your life, you're susceptible to that evil. And you have to start doing your research. You have to start, letting God lead you and putting a hedge around you. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's real. And you need to be protected. You need to know that this is going to get serious. It's going to get bad. If you don't know, you know now. And I'm telling you, Queen Cleo telling you that you need to get in the Bible. You need to stop with the paganism. You need to stop with the Sunday worship. You have to realize that God, He not playing. He's not playing anymore. He is coming. You're not in this world. We did not just poof and we were humans. We were made by the Messiah. We are His. And, you know, a lot of people can say, oh, you're too godly. You always... Well, I'm going to talk about God because He made me and I'm His. I'm to do His work. So I'm going to talk about God. My channel is about Him. I'm here to spread the gospel. I'm not concerned about worldly things. I'm not concerned about coming and misleading people. I'm telling you what I experienced, and I'm doing what God tells me to do. We're here to spread the gospel. We're here to wake others. When you're woken, you awake others. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. That's a male role. I am doing what God tells me to do. That is my title. Queen Cleo. I'm spreading the gospel only. I'm not a pastor, not an apostle, not a prophet, none of that. I am talking about an experience that me and my family had, and I'm sharing the knowledge that I received. It's a beautiful thing. It's very enlightening to know that God chose you. He made sure you knew about His truth in the word of, you know, his word. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I am protected in Him. So I'll tell anybody, just get to know, you know, the Messiah. Get to know the Bible. You know, a lot of people come to Him when they're in dire need and they don't know what else to do. But you're supposed to, you know, you got to be in contact with Him daily. You have to reach out to Him daily, just not when things are not going your way. In good times and bad times, you have to reach out to Him. And with the virus, it's just, you know, I had to come on and talk about it because it's really affecting a lot of people in the mind, where they are just doing all kind of crazy things and saying crazy things and making jokes of it. It's not a joke because it's a real life virus and it killed people and it's killing people. You have to be smarter than that. Don't make jokes about anything because, like I said, God, nothing happens without Him knowing, and nothing happens without it being done by Him. So you give so much power to the fallen angel, the devil. But he can't make moves without God. He can't bother you without, you know, God. He ordains everything. So stop giving the power. Stop blaming the devil for everything. You yourself need to stop being that way. Stop treating people all kind of ways. Stop being a bad person because someone has hurt you. There's people who have experienced a lot of hurt and they did not hurt others. You know, I hear stories, you know, hurt people. I don't believe in that. Because you have to pray and go to God and ask Him for forgiveness of that person and be a better person to your children, your husband, your sister, your mother, your neighbor. You have to come away from the wickedness. A lot of people have faced unspeakable things in their life, and they're not committing crimes because of it. And they put labels on it. Oh, you know, different personality or disorder, or, you know, schizophrenic. Those are spirits. All of those are spirits. Spirits. They've been named medically, but they're spirits. Anything that you're facing, God can take away from you. He can take away from you. It's one God, one religion. There's no other religion other than Christianity, Hebrew Israelites. God was, he was a Jew. He was a carpenter when he came in to the world. He walked the world in the flesh. Jesus was amazing. He took a lot for us. He was bruised. He was beaten. He was lied on. He took a lot, and he didn't have to come here. So we have to start waking up and realize that this God loved us so much, and he took so much for us. We have to start doing that for him. We have to start, celebrating his days, the feast days. We have to come away from the world celebration and do your research on every holiday. If you know the origins to the holidays, you will not touch any of them. You will not let your kids celebrate them. That's a direct disrespect to him. And I will always talk about it. Even, if you're tired of, that's what I'm going to focus on. Because it's just evil. It's just so evil to celebrate that. I mean, you don't know that you're committing sins against God, but you have to wake up. Wake up, nations. Wake up, Hebrews. Wake up, people. Come out the trance of the world and start doing the things that God tells us to do. Stop being separate. Be ye separate. Separate, he tell you. Be of me. Walk in the newness of me. You have to love him. You have to do the works of him. It's a lot of things that happened to our ancestors and is happening now because of the disrespect to God. You don't have that hedge around you, but I feel great every day because I know I have that hedge because I'm in constant contact with him, and I'm not better than anybody. But I know what I have to do to receive salvation. I know I have to do my job, endure to the end, because it's not going to be easy. You're going to get weary. But I'm not returning back to the old man, the old person. Mankind, what I used to do. I'm not doing that. I'm living for God, and I'm doing what is right and what is true. I'm not judging anybody. I want you guys to be enlightened. I want you guys to know the truth. Don't allow anybody to sway you any other way than God's way. Someone telling you something about him, do the research. Go read the Bible. Oh, it didn't say that. We have to receive him. We have to love him. He is God. He is the one and only, the first and the last. So the coronavirus, do not allow it to make you go insane. Don't allow it to make you run away from daily tasks. God tell you to continue and endure to the end. Continue doing my works. Continue walking in my light. Continue walking, fearless of the world, but fear me and allow me to direct your path. Anything you have that you want to do, open a business, start school, be a better person to those who are around you. Anything you have going on today or you want to do in the future, allow God to groom you. Ask him. He awoke me. He showed me his purpose in me, so he'll do it for you. That's what I want my viewers to know, that God is awesome. God is real. He is over everyone and everything. Don't allow the people that are here, that God gave them gifts and he allowed them to speak and put them in pulpits. Don't allow them to mislead you, because they have a responsibility to tell God's people, God's, sheep, what they say in the Bible, to lead them into his salvation, to lead them in the right ways, to speak his gospel the right ways, to work, serve him on the right days, and have, service on the right day, the true Sabbath. Hebrew Israelites are the chosen people, but there are also other nations that are, it's 12 tribes. There's, other nations that he talks about. So it's not all about the Hebrews, but if you want to learn God's truth, you have to go through the Hebrew Israelite to get it, because they're the first. I know we have been knocked off our path by, ancestors and disrespecting God, but we can redeem ourselves. We can be back to where God wanted us to be in the first, to be the top people, to be the head, not the tail. You have to believe in yourself. You are blessed. You are highly favored. You're restored in the highest God. For him to love you, for him to say you're the apple of thy eye, for him to say you're chosen, is amazing. The glow of God, you will look better, you will feel better. You will not fear anything that the world has. I walk in the newness and the light of him. I want you guys to know you are blessed. You are beautiful people. Start treating others with love. Start treating others the way you will want to be treated. Don't wake up bitter. Don't wake up with hate in your heart. Take all that out, the negativity. Put positivity. Put God in everything you do. You'll walk better. You'll be a better person. Take the trash and the defiled language out of your mouth and start putting good words in your mouth. Start speaking life back into yourself and other people. Allow God to renew and restore you. You will be so much better.